Hello, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for another interview with King Solomon Entertainment here on King Solomon Entertainment platform, where we interview today another great interview with Hollywood Now, which is our Hollywood Star Power platform. And we have another great interview today. We cannot wait to get started. Before we do that, we want to invite you, if you have not partnered and sponsored with us and you would like to, please reach out to our official website, kingsolomonentertainment.tv, to do that. Connect with us. And our email is on there to let you know. We'll let you know how to get started with doing that. Please take this time to share the link. All the links are in the subscription. It's in the comments. Share, like, subscribe. We want to hear from you. We'd like to hear you guys' feedback. Like to hear what you guys, are saying. And as we continue to grow and expand, we want to connect with our audience. We'd love to hear from you guys. Please take this time. You want to support us directly. That is our Cash App. You can support us directly. Everything that is donated is used to further to grow this platform as it's doing. We thank you guys so much for your support so far and the growth that we're making and the strides that we're making. So without further ado, we want to get right into this wonderful, great interview today with our special guest. She is pretty much a trailblazer. She's a women empowerment hand single movement herself. She is a premier public relation marketing and special event professional in the business. And with her firm, she has over 40 years of experience. Her client list reads as the who's who, as they say, and it's effective in designing and producing comprehensive, culturally sensitive public relation marketing campaigns, as well as spectacular events. We are great to have and honored to have on this platform today, none other than Miss Lynn Jeter. Thank you so much.
Hi, good morning.
For doing this platform today. So glad to be with you this morning. Wonderful to have you. So please, we always start with informal introduction. Please introduce yourself to our audience this morning before we get started with it.
I'm just very flattered that you want to interview me. So I'm Lynn Jeter of Lynn Jeter and Associates. I feel very flattered and very blessed that you have an interest to interview me in the work I've done through the years.
Yes, ma'am. Like I said, you are definitely a trailblazer. So let's get started. What did it all start for Miss Lynn Jeter?
I started at Motown Records.
Yes, ma'am.
Fresh out of school, and I worked at Motown in the creative department and the A&R department, and really learned the business from Motown and Mr. Gordy's platform. That's how I learned it. And then from there, I was very fortunate and very blessed to establish relationships once I worked at Motown. I had different clients there that I started a relationship with, I developed, and they trusted me. And then Motown gave me a promotion, and I was a sessions administrator. So I was responsible for all recorded material in the studio. It all went through my office and had to be approved and budget cleared by my office.
Wow! So you actually was promoted to a full A&R at one point, right?
That's what I did. I worked in A&R. Yes, I started off in creative, and then from creative I went to A&R, and from A&R I became sessions administrator.
Wow. So you gained all that knowledge and you found early on how important relationships and building relationships were in the industry.
Oh, yes. When you worked at Motown, you had to learn that because you dealt with artists who were like family. And so if you weren't honest with them, you weren't honest and you really were not helping them. Now, sometimes you can be brutally honest and you let somebody else do that. Someone else can be brutally honest, but you have to establish relationships. They can trust you and they can trust what you tell them. And whether they agree or disagree, it's okay.
Wow.
It's not.
So just for a little content, getting the structure together. Where are you from? Are you from LA?
Yes, I am.
Okay, from LA. And so you pretty much knew LA culture. You knew all that helped you.
I grew up here, and I went away to college in Ohio. And then Motown, when they moved back to California, they moved me back to LA.
Wow, amazing.
They moved back home, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Amazing. And so down through the years, you have definitely sharpened your expertise. And I know things are a lot different now. What kept the passion for you going?
I like new. A lot of people don't want to deal with helping develop and publicize and market new. And I like new. I like new talent that we don't know about yet. I like working to develop that. So I like new. So it keeps me motivated. I don't have to always work with the stars. There's people that come behind them that are going to potentially be stars. And if I'm blessed to be able to see that potential, To me, that's a benefit to me.
Right, benefit to you, exactly. So you constantly have to think of new vision, and inspired and invoke innovative things to keep the talent relevant and keep them fresh. And how you manage to do that?
You must read. You must read. You must read to keep yourself abreast of what's going on. So you won't know where to pitch people or where there's opportunities. You will depend on someone's a superstar. Well, I'll give you an example. When Lisa Ray first moved from Chicago to LA, no one knew who she was. I saw the potential in her. She hadn't done Players Club. She hadn't done anything. I started doing publicity for her at the beginning of her career. When no one even knew who she was. So I don't have a problem with, I actually enjoy working with people that are new. It's a fulfillment to me. When someone doesn't know about you and we help put you on the map, or you've never had an interview before, or you've never got, that's what we help you do. And I like that.
No, that's amazing because
a new fashion designer can come out and we can do a fashion show, especially within a fashion show, to introduce their fashion. There's all kind of ways that you can do it. But I like working with new. It's like I love working with established people. That's a wonderful thing. And I'm very blessed that I've helped establish some people along the way.
No, it's amazing you say that, and I love the way you say that so nonchalantly. But you know that don't exist no more. People don't want to work with nobody who's totally green. People don't work with nobody who's new. You got to be your own first agent, as they tell you now. But yeah,
I come from old school, and I come from a great training with Mr. Gordy. I work for Suzanne DePass and Mr. Gordy's at Motown. But the most important thing is that they got to start somewhere.
Yes.
And so I understand. The guy starts somewhere. So somebody gave me a shot. When I first didn't know anything about the music industry, I started somewhere. I went for the music industry. I actually learned and established relationships with certain producers and artists. It was a very blessing. I worked with the Temptations. I just worked with some great people and growing up and learning the business of entertainment, and in particular learning the business of music.
Yes.
In LA, because I had grown up in LA, my father worked at the County Art Museum. So I was exposed to celebrities and people in the business, entertainment, and creativity early in my life.
Yes. As time goes on, like I was just saying, the PR, the publicist roles has changed, or maybe they just have added new responsibilities and skill set. Can you please help us to understand what is the role of a publicist, PR, and what does it have to become from yesterday to today?
I think the big change is the fact that really having become establishing yourself. If you're going to be a publicist, you have to establish your relationships with editors. Take some time to reach out and establish a relationship with people and know who you are in the media world. Because the media world is important to you to be able to get your coverage for your clients.
Yes.
And so I would say that's important. Take the time to build those relationships and check in. And there's a new editor, a new publication. Introduce yourself. It's process, and you must read. You read the trades, but you must read different publications and different magazines and know what's going on. Like I pay for a subscription that gives you daily reports on everything that's going on in the industry, and I pay for that. But it's worth the payment. It's worth the investment because it keeps me abreast and ahead of the curve.
Yes, yeah.
Me and my team ahead of the curve. It's really more about my team because my team is the one who does what they do, and they make Lynn Allen Jr. Associates the brand it is. They have made it that. And so the bottom line is to understand, make a commitment, even if they're new, they have a track record, you go still put the work in and pitch them as if they are already established. You're not going to say, well, no, they have no, you got to build that. And I like that. I like building. So I learned that from Motown.
Yeah.
I learned that at Motown.
And that's the difference that you see, and that's what makes you so great, and it makes you so valuable to talent, because they see that, because that don't exist no more. I know you say it so nonchalantly, but you empower such a wonderful thing. That's why I had to have you on, because I know the difference between someone who's seasoned and know what they're doing versus someone who's just, and I get it, we all have to start somewhere, like you said, but you could definitely tell the difference. Please
I'll give you an example. I have people that have started with me because I do an internship. I've done it for years. And I've been very blessed to have great successes with young people that intern for me that have gone on to be very successful in the entertainment business.
Yes.
I'm very flattered, and then many of them are still in my life.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm very flattered. So yes, I've been very fortunate to train, and I have an internship for up and comings that are now established and are doing well.
Yes. So please tell me, in your own opinion, has social media helped or hindered? Because people say social media has replaced the publicist. They can do what the publicist cannot do.
No, it doesn't. It can't replace us. No. So not, you have to make pitch calls. You have to reach out to people to establish that. So it's not about this. It's not about no human contact. You have the human contact via the internet, but you still have a human contact.
Yeah, yeah.
You
You definitely have to learn how to make it use for your advantage and to extend the publicity reach. You know, so you have to use it.
The publicist is one that protects you oftentimes from social media. Because on social media, people will put lies out on you, and there's nobody to counter that. And the counter comes from your publicist.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Sometimes that's a two-way street there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stop people from exaggerating online.
So yeah, so how do you stay ahead of changing the narrative on your clients and giving them, you know, because like before they do an assessment of where they're trying to go, what their dreams, what their vision is. So now, how do you assess the client? How do you track the client as far as what it take them, how to maneuver and navigate through Hollywood?
Oftentimes it's got to do what's going on, what we know is coming up, editorial calendar, things, places that we know they should be. We're pretty good at making sure that we pitch our people to be on red carpets, help brand them as well. So it's what your strategies may be. Every publicist has a basic strategy, you know, exposure to everything. But I think if you only connected to one industry, let's say, for example, your client is an actor. But you only connect and pitch them for stuff that's got to do with acting, I think you miss out. You're not limited to that. Even though that's an actor, you still pitch them to be able to be at an event that's for a brand new song, a brand new album. You can pitch them to be there. It doesn't have to be it's the movie that only goes to. So you have to know that they're entertainment business. That's what they're in. It's an umbrella.
Yeah.
Your lane may be acting, but you may be able to simply plugged into a music lane.
Right, as placement. So you look for every opportunity in the whole scope of industry to keep them working.
The big picture of the brand that you're building on. The big picture on the brand that you're publicizing.
That's why you do music and acting. You cover a lot of.
I do everything. I'll give you an example. We have a listing that we pay for every month that gives us updates on different events and things that are going on. So I pay for to know what events are going on, and we pitch our clients to see about getting them approved to be able to attend those events.
Wow. Yeah. So, you know, the industry definitely have come full circle and it's constantly the paradigm shift. So it's imperative that the publicists stay ahead because the publicists have to know the pulse and they have to definitely put their client in the center of all that. And so there's definitely an expertise one has to learn. I know you definitely perfected that over the years. What type of advice would you give to the new publicist that's coming along?
I'm very blessed. The people that run my company, the day-to-day, it's not me at all. It's up and coming. Our established publicist, up-and-coming publicist. And my director of operations has been with me for many, many years. He doesn't need me at all. He knows what to do, where to send it, what I can write, the whole bit. So I trust him. I don't worry about it because they've worked with me for so long. They're my alter egos. They don't need me. I'm not the brand. Really, I'm not. It's the company and the team that makes it work.
Wow.
It's a team effort.
I was reading your bio. You do special events, you do marketing, you do everything. In regards to marketing, what's the approach now with digital marketing, with the shift and change of marketing? What's the approach? Yeah.
You have social media.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. You have social media to use to help with marketing. So that's like free advertising.
Free advertising.
Free advertising.
Yeah.
You don't have to know the person you connect to. You don't have to know any of that. That gives you an opportunity to actually get advertising done for free.
For free. Okay.
Yeah. If you use it, it's for free. You don't have to pay for it too. But if you know how to use marketing and how to use it, it's for free exposure.
No, but you definitely have to know. I know a lot of people are totally green when it comes to this. So I know you saying it that because you on the inside, you know, a lot of people's like, where do you even begin? Because it's so much now. But
you begin wherever you want, whoever you want to. Let's just say, for example, who do you want to reach and who are you trying to connect to? So you want to do a marketing campaign on a new fashion designer. So what you're going to do? You're going to go online and find out all different fashion designers that are online. You're going to connect your client to.
Yeah, amazing.
And that's all free.
Yes. So where did the passion for being a publicist begin? Did it always start with publicity? Like I know you said it started in Motown, but the passion for being a publicist.
Motown started. the passion for me to even understand what publicity was, and
Mm.
special event planning was, because I did special events with Motown. We had listening parties and things like that for our records and our albums coming out. So that exposure happened to me very early in my life as to what it was to even do that, to put on a listening party, to invite people there, to make sure they're there, to have food there. All that stuff I learned right there at Motown, because I had to do it on a day-to-day basis or weekly basis. We had to do that. We had listening parties.
Mm. Wow,
So
amazing.
you learn these multiple skills working within the industry. And within the industry, if we had a meeting and it would come in a meeting with Columbia Pictures, and they were coming to Detroit, then we were going to have things set up for them to have a nice meeting and lunch meeting.
Wow.
We did that. So I learned all those things and learned the idiosyncrasies of certain types of talent, the caliber of an event should be,
Yeah, yeah.
and what the levels are, because there are different levels.
Yeah. What about people who are on the outside looking in and say, well, you started at Motown, you just transitioned to having
No,
that.
I didn't just start at Motown. My whole thing was I was curious to learn about publicity because Motown was releasing albums. I worked in the creative department. Once I became a sessions administrator, I had a very different understanding of the business and the budget that was required
Mm.
to make a record, to get it completely finished from beginning to time of going to the streets. I had the pleasure working with Marvin Gaye. So you learn these things along the way. The passion is that I enjoyed dealing with people.
Mm. Mm.
I enjoy that. And then also the creativity, I enjoy that too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But to be able to assess a talent and to know what they're missing and what they need.
I'm
And
blessed. I can't.
yeah.
I can't tell you this was special or anything. I'm very fortunate and very blessed. I attribute it to my father. My father was at the County Art Museum, and so I was around famous painters and things. My dad did exhibits, so I don't know if that was it or because early in my career I started off at Motown and learning the difference between good music and okay music and bad music.
Mm.
And Motown was very matter of fact like that way. A&R did not play.
Yeah, no, for sure.
A&R did not play. A&R did not play. And there was a guy by the name of Frank Wilson and a producer by the name of Norman Whitfield. I was so fortunate and blessed to have the blessing to work with both of those producers at Motown for many years.
No, we a lot of Hollywood stars have talked about the intensity of the Motown training, from etiquette to the business and to every facet of Motown, and to be able to accomplish what they have accomplished in the time frame, and to be able to be one of the few people and companies to do that, and their sustainability with what they was up against, everybody remaking their stuff, and it was so many different challenges, but they was able to stand the test of that time and still make classical great music and kind of earmark their place in history. That's phenomenal, and it's just unparalleled.
It was a good training ground. It really was a good training ground.
The best, the best, the best.
And I was fortunate enough to come along at a time to be trained by some of the best, and I learned a lot.
No, it was amazing. And so, yeah, for sure to be able to hold on to that and know the value of that and keep it going. And now you have been so unselfish with that to share with the ones coming behind you, such a trailblazer. And it's just amazing to keep that passion going and to find the motivation from within to continue to do it. And
no, I can't take credit for that. My team makes it work.
Makes it worse.
They make it work. They're hard workers. They believe in what they're doing for LAJ and Associates, which is not for me, it's for the client.
For the
client. I appreciate them, and I think I've earned the time to be able to let them do what they do because they've earned it. They know what they're doing. They make the day-to-day work. I don't do all the work here. I don't do all that. I don't build the clients only getting the press. It's not just me. There's people on my staff, and so and they do the day-to-day. You have to give them credit. That's how it works.
So when you began to formulate your training program to train, what did you start?
Right now, we have a summer internship program that has started. And Louis and my operations director can give you a lot of insight on what he does and what they have to do to train and what the interns go through in their training for the summer. And we have them prepared to be able to understand what public relations is and how to be able to produce events. We have an event coming up June 10th, I believe is the date on it, Equal Justice Now with Ben Crump. And Ben Crump, the attorney that fights for justice, we have his award ceremony. This is the second annual that we're doing. We did it 2 years ago before the pandemic, and now we're getting ready to do second annual. And it's a fun thing. Well, even Mario Van Peebles is one of the people we're honoring. It was quite a mixture of people that we're honoring. So we're honoring the VP, a new female, that's the vice president of the Lakers. So a lot's going on within the company, but my team does it. It's not the Lynn, it's not me, it's not Lynn. I don't do it. It's my team, and I trust them, they know what they've done. And we've trained people along the way through the years of internship. I have very good success stories. As a matter of fact, one young lady that started as an intern a year ago, she started working for us, and she actually worked part-time, and she was a senior in college and still working part-time for us, and did a very, very good job.
Wow. So when you begin to put the training packet together, where did that come from? Your years of expertise?
That's all. It's just my years of expertise and me sharing it with my staff. And then my staff knows how to pass it on to interns and have them do certain jobs.
Yeah, and they can pick out what type of like their natural knack for certain things.
You learn that. You gotta you have to give them a chance to do things. You have to give them a chance to develop. Like for example, Louis may assign an intern to work on a particular aspect or a particular project, and that project he may have to work on only the red carpet. But somebody else is going to work on that project as an intern. Their identity and what they have to do that night, they're responsible for stage production. So it's different aspects of what we do is what the opportunity of training is. Some people may have to do all the sending out invitations and have a database to do. So it just depends.
Yes.
Yeah. It depends on what the job is, what's in front of us, but we train them because it's an ongoing training for them to learn and to do things and to develop, to learn what PR and event planning is.
No, that's amazing. This is King Solomon Entertainment Hollywood Now platform. We are so honored to have veteran celebrity publicist here, Lynn Allen Jeter, just to share with us your knowledge, your expertise, your trailblazing, the work that you've done in regards to publicity, dealing with the network. How do you approach that? We
send them something to make them interested.
Okay.
So if you understand that a network has to have a platform that's going to grab people's attention, you guys send them stuff to give them attention. Or it can be someone brand new that no one knows about, and your thing is to give them an EPK on that person to help them think there's attention getting there. So it's not always, it could be, you're not always already established, it could be brand new and still be pitched for bookings. You have to pitch them. Pitching is a form of baiting. The audience doesn't understand that. It's a fancy word. Pitching is a form of baiting.
So someone who has no work, do you create work for them? What do you do?
No, I'm not. That's their manager's job. I don't create for them. Okay. I don't create work for them at all. We're publicists. We're not managers. So as publicists, we are the ones that cover things that they do. We hype things and make them bigger than they were. But we're known to hype things. So you can be a brand new artist and we can say that you're a brand new number one, and we can say that, but you're not that. It's hype.
Yeah. So that was before, because the publicists, even today, even back in the day, you were part of the talent team, part of the team. So how important that is to communicate with the managers, with the agents, with.
It's not important. You need to establish relations with the talent. The managers are not the ones that are going to do interviews. You're not building their brand. You're building the talent's brand. That's what you're selling, not the managers. So no one cares about that. The managers have to know that you have to build a link and a connection with the talent that you're representing.
Yeah, that's it.
You cannot just have a relationship with the manager, or you can't do publicity for them, because they're the ones who's doing publicity for you. You're doing it for the talent, not for the talent's team.
Yeah. So it's like you don't want infringe on someone else's responsibility. You want to definitely communicate where you can stay in your publicity lane.
Team effort. We work together. So I communicate with the manager and vice versa. But it's a team effort. But we have lanes.
You have lanes. Exactly. Yeah. So you don't want to infringe on somebody else's lane. You want to be clear of what your responsibility is and what theirs are.
It's not confusing at all.
Yeah. But these days, a lot of publicists are doing more and more to where they create work and they go and they,
I don't know. That to me is you creating management. That's a management job. You're creating work for them. If you're getting them work, are they getting commission from that? That's what a management is, commission. So if they're publicists, I don't know. We are here to do our job And that
Yes.
is to be able to make you aware of that person. That part of what we do for them is hype.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So no, it's very it's wonderful that you have such a clear, concise denotation of what it is you do and what and how you go about doing what you're doing, because a lot of times that get lost. That's why these training programs are so important, and people with your expertise are so important, because you're able to keep your pulse on the forever paradigm shifting of what we call Hollywood. And that's why it's so important to have someone of your talent that's seen the changes, knowing what's hype, knowing what's real, knowing what's what's sustainable, and what's just the stuff that, oh, that's nothing over there, but oh, here, yeah, this is where it's going, this is where it's at, and yeah, so you know how to definitely how to ascertain and articulate.
Also, we must read. We must read.
You must read, yeah.
We must read to keep abreast of what's going on. If we don't
Right.
read, we don't know. And so we get a news calendar every day. It comes out every day that we read. It's very important. It's like a little Bible for us. So it's important to know what's going on in the town around us and outside the town around us.
Yeah. So are you happy with what's going on today in the industry? Are you pleased with the changes of today in Hollywood, or had it affected you at all, or in any way?
I don't think it's anything that's affected us as PR people as far as pitching people and getting people bookings. I don't think there's a big change in there. We're still having to pitch, and pitching is just a form of begging. So um, we still have to do that. That hasn't gone away. You have social media. It hasn't eliminated you having to pitch. So people don't go and just pull you down there and just go grab it from social media. So no, I think it's consistent with what I was trained in, but it's got a new curve to it because you have social media that was added. We didn't have social media.
Right.
There's a whole added area there of outreach, and I think it gives us a bigger outreach to be able to reach the world and the globe than before what we had. So now we can reach the globe. We can do it all. We can all do it internationally, and we can do it all digitally. That's kind of a nice. I think it's a nice added thing to what we have, what we've had before. And I just think that PR to me is something that you give and you take. You give and you get a reward. So the thing of it is, you're doing something for a new brand. So this is a brand new celebrity, it's a brand new actor. You got a show, you put out a press release on them, and all this media reaches back and says they want to interview them. That's happy. It's a happy time for the client. But it's a part of the process of learning and development. To me, part of PR is hyping and begging. You're always pitching, asking someone to interview your client or do something. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Establish a relationship, but you need to learn who editors are.
Yeah. And you also represent brands as well.
That's correct. So, like, for example, there's a champagne company we represent called Marino, and it's Black owned. And they also have a water company they've had for many, many years. And when they first launched, no one ever heard of them. And now we have them everywhere.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So the approach is,
we're very blessed.
The approach is still the same for brands as well, right? Just get
yes,
them.
Of course. You got to connect to the world that you're trying to sell to and get to use your brands.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. No, it's amazing that you have accomplished and what you have done, because I even look at the talent list as well as the brand list. It's a lot of wonderful major brands, and like you said, a lot of that's due to you helping them become a household name. So you're not threatened by the fact that nobody knows them. Okay, let us change that.
That's our job. That's our job to make people know who they are.
No, it's comforting to know, to have that comfort level when you know what you're doing, and that comes with you knowing what you're doing. A lot of people don't understand the fact that she's confident because she know what she's doing. That didn't come overnight. That came with hard work. So that's the beautiful thing about what you do. You know what I'm saying? You work.
I have great success stories on interns that started working for me and do so well to get bookings. I have great success stories that I could share with you, and some people have gone on to still be in my life as associates as well. But I just think that it's your attitude about knowing that you can do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's all achievable if you're willing to work hard and to listen and learn. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I constantly learn from my staff all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is one of your favorite things about the things you do yesterday versus things you do today? Anything you miss about working in that area on yesterday? That Motown era, that yesterday era, do you think that you miss about it?
I think what I miss the most about we used to do an awful lot of events together and really draw people together socially. So I think that's the difference. That socially we were in the music industry, we really connected with each other. Whether you were Sony, it doesn't matter where we connected. Capitol, So we had a different kind of connection within the music industry, different kind of commitment. R&B became very much established and a very big cut into the music industry.
Yeah.
We were a part of that team of building that. So it's, I have good memories, and I'm very grateful for the training and exposure that I got.
Yeah. So what I know you rely heavily on the staff now, but what's next? Is anything you're working on that's new, that you have vision for, that you want to manifest, or is just I'm just enjoying where I'm at? What's next?
We right now have a decent workload, so we're not complaining. And we have a big we like doing event planning, so we love doing that. And we have a big event coming up on June the 10th, and you should know about that. I'll make sure that we should send you the press release on the event that's coming up and who's going to be honored. And so you might want to come. You might want to come and cover the red carpet. You might want to be a person on the red carpet. We can make that happen.
No, absolutely. I'm there. I'm already there. I appreciate that. I would love to do that. And so, yeah, I just what I'm saying. I'm so honored to have you, because I know what I do in media is indicative of publicity. So I had to have you on, because I had to, pick your brain, because I know the difference with people, with publicists that are seasoned, that know what they're doing. When you've been around so many, and it's like, she got it. She knows what she's doing. So
I have to tell you, I had some great mentors and examples. I really was very blessed. Like Pat Tobin, I don't know if you know who that is, but Pat Tobin was an iconic Black woman publicist, and she had her own PR firm. She used to work, I think, at CBS, but she actually started her own PR firm. Regina Jones, there's some people that were right before me that were working PR at companies.
Oh.
At companies, and then they branched out and started doing PR themselves independently. So that was a wonderful thing. So Pat Tobin, one of my role models and one of my friends. Regina is she's just a wonderful person. They're very creative people, and they make things happen, and they make us understand how PR can be an event. Like me doing event production, what makes me different is that I can do publicity and production. You have to hire a person just to do your event. That's all they know how to do. I do events and with PR.
Wow.
So you get a double whammy with you if you want it. And you pay for it.
Yeah, of course.
So you should know that.
No, it's amazing. Like I say, I could talk to you all day. I really appreciate
my pleasure.
What you do, and just to understand the industry in regards to media. And I know that what I do is indicative to publicity, and it's essential, because you have to get the word out. You have to make the connections. And so to value someone who knows what they're doing and is very knowledgeable of the industry, and it just makes your navigating a little bit more pleasurable and easy. And just to know what you do, and to know how to move.
How do I get clients on your show?
Oh my God! I already made connections with Lou and Miss Jennifer, and so we already got that in motion.
Exactly. So that would be my first question, but that's not me. That's my team. So I told you to ask by them. So I'm not gonna let you do the show.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So so I learned a few things myself. So that's already in motion. So for sure, and I really appreciate that. But I just had to have you on, because I really appreciate what you do, what you've done. And I'm so glad and so please let our audience know who you are. I mean, where they can find you, and what you got coming up next, and then we can.
What we have coming, how you can find us is Lynn Allen G Associates. It's online, is the website, as well as social media, whether it be Facebook or either Instagram. But let me just on that. You can definitely just there and talk to us there. Ask any questions you want. And if you want my email address, I can give you that too. LAJASS365 You can email me any questions you may have, any followers that heard me today. And I'll try my best to answer you and help you any way I can.
Well, thank you so much. It's been our absolute pleasure, and you are
welcome
to the show. Welcome anytime. Anything you got coming on, any clients, feel free to come on. We'd love to have you back on anytime. And thank you so much. And I'll see you June the 10th.
All right.
That's it. Absolutely. Thank you. So, and everything else, any other opportunities we can create together, we'll do just that. So thank you so much.
Thank you, okay, Solomon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There you go. Hollywood Now, King Simon Entertainment. We have the great celebrity veteran publicist, Lynn Allen Judah come on today. We are so excited to have her. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in for another great interview here on Hollywood Now. As we continue to move forward and bring you wonderful, great interviews with Hollywood stars, insiders, and influencers. Make sure you guys share this link. Connect with us. We want to hear from you. Comments, subscribe, hit the notification button so you know when we go live. Thank you guys so much. And until next time, we want to thank you guys for supporting us. And Hollywood, no looking down, Hollywood.